So I know last week Rabbi Weissman spoke about the value of boredom. And this week, having just returned from a family vacation, I thought I'd speak about boredom's fun cousin, vacation. Or the value of just finding time to decompress, reflect, and maybe see something new. While I was gone, I was reading a book by Alexandra Horowitz called On Looking. I might talk about this book later, but early on, she discusses the value of taking vacation. She explains, "In childhood, all is new. With age, we see things as familiar. We have seen it all before. In our daily lives, we are sure what we will encounter, and in a city, the cool resident will not even bother to slow his stride for the crowd of people gathered around some unusual occurrence on the sidewalk. Vacations are the adult exceptions," explains Horowitz. There, two things happen. We actually do see new places, and second, we bother to look. She says, "I suspect that some of our fondness for so-called vacation locales, which are, after all, someone else's home, as your home may be someone else's vacation, is due to this simply looking." She says, "We have routines, we know the way, and we stop looking. Still, that vacation has changed us temporarily. Returning home, we have a small window in which we can use our newfound vision to see our old environment anew." For Horowitz, the where or how long of a vacation are less important, and she focuses on the value of creating a break with your normal routine, of finding somewhere or something new to explore. We see things with different eyes, and in relearning how to experience our days differently, we might be able to take some of that new seeing back home with us into our day-to-day lives. I'm just back from 10 days away on a family trip to Kauai. I know you can tell based on my glowing tan here. This is me after 10 days in Kauai. It's a low bar. This was a trip that was particularly special because it was delayed by 3 years because of COVID. So it felt extra special to finally be there with my whole family. It was an opportunity to rest, reflect, recharge, and really invest in my relationships with my kids, with Amy, with my parents, and with my sister and brother-in-law. Now, I certainly recognize the privilege I have in being able to get away, let alone to such a special place, let alone to spend time with family. I recognize that for too many people, there's a feeling that they can't get away from work or take advantage of their vacation time. Or for many more, they have no vacation time and it's impossible for them to take time for a vacation. Every so often, the New York Times will offer articles on the value of using our vacation time, or the challenges we Americans experience in being overworked or too worried about falling behind in our jobs to take time off. Over and over again, they cite various studies that demonstrate the importance of using those PTO days, like a study published in 2000, where researchers found that vacationing every year reduced the overall risk of death, or the advice of Daniel J. Levitin, a cognitive neuroscientist, who explains the summer vacation is more than a quaint tradition. Along with family time, mealtime, and weekends, it is an important way that we can make use of the most beautiful of our brains. Our Torah portion this week, Balak, also offers some insights into the value of finding fresh perspectives in the midst of a journey. Balak, the king of Moab, hires the prophet Balaam to curse the Israelites. And Balaam is pretty content with following through with this commission until, in the middle of his mission, his eyes are opened to new insights by an encounter with his talking donkey, trying to protect him by veering away from a danger that Balaam cannot see in his path. Balaam, in frustration, beats the donkey for her disobedience until she opens her mouth and speaks to him, explaining that she is trying to protect him. In the end, this experience changes Balaam. He continues on his journey with new insights and a new way of looking at the world. In the end, rather than curse the Israelites, he blesses them with the words we sing during our morning service. Ma tovu ohalecha Yaakov, Mishkenotecha Yisrael. How beautiful are your tents, O Jacob, your dwellings, O Israel. Balaam's experiences in a liminal space, on a journey, fundamentally change him and his outlook on the world. Admittedly, it was good to get away. Might go without saying, but it's been a challenging few months here on top of a challenging few years. And while it might be that I'm not yet out of the haze of just getting back from vacation, I do think that time away and that bit of reflection and perspective gained leaves me feeling hopeful for what lies ahead for Beth Am as well. While I was gone, I caught a couple of sunrises. As I watched the sky turn from black to dark blue to bright light, I was reminded that the dawn is often a symbol of hope in Jewish tradition. Throughout our tradition, the idea of hope is embodied by the symbol of the Ayelet HaShachar, literally the doe of the morning, but an idiom for dawn. It makes sense. Dawn is a moment of both deep darkness and the slow, almost unnoticeable coming on of light breaking through that darkness. Indeed. There is a fragility in this liminal in-between moment. It can be full of insecurity and uncertainty. But if we hold on to hope, if we remain faithful in the sun just a little longer, light always breaks through. Israeli poet Amir Or captures this in his poem, 7 Lines for Sunrise. And even so, life, and even so, love. We will yet see the gateway of the heart. We will open up to a world of hope. We will tread again its paths, astonished by its beauty. Our spirits clear and tranquil. We will yet see the morning rise. The dawn of humanity draws near. So, if you can, take some time for vacation this summer. Maybe take in a sunrise. We are fortunate here in Northern California to not have to go very far to find somewhere beautiful. Whatever you do and wherever you go, even if you don't leave town, try to make some time to pause, reflect, read a good book, deepen those relationships that matter in your life, make some new memories, and consider the ways in which that time away might give you a fresh perspective, a new sense of hope as you return to your routine again. How might our time away give us newfound vision to see our old environment anew? Shabbat Shalom.